Welcome to the Central Desktop Introduction webinar hosted by the IEEE Standards Association Solution Support and Marketing team. My name is Christina Boyce, and I want to thank you for attending the Central Desktop webinar. We know that your time is important, and we've developed a presentation that will provide you with a better understanding of how the Central Desktop platform will work, how you can use it to better manage your standards development, and enhance communications between working group members. Today, Greg and I will be showing you the Central Desktop application and some use cases for the collaboration space. So let's get started with a few ground rules. We've muted everybody since this webinar is being recorded for future use. And if you have any questions, please type them into the chat box, and we will address your questions at the end of the session. So, Greg, if you're ready, let's get started.
Yeah.
During the next hour, I will be introducing you to the Central Desktop application and will explain some of the workflows and processes that may help you foster a collaborative group. I will show you possible uses for working group and standards development processes, as well as opportunities to share information with ad hoc groups. Finally, I will tell you how to request access to your very own collaboration space. So, what is Central Desktop? Central Desktop is a privately held collaboration software company headquartered in Pasadena, California. Its primary focus is providing software as a service collaboration tools to businesses by connecting people and information in a secure environment, making it possible to share files, combine knowledge, share ideas, and manage projects. Central Desktop serves 500,000 users worldwide. Customers include CBS, Harvard University, the Humane Society of the United States, Netflix, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and now the IEEE. So what can Central Desktop do for you and your group? In Central Desktop, groups get together in a workspace. When you sign on, you may notice that you're a member of multiple workspaces. But within each workspace, your group can collaborate with the features provided. For example, files and discussions allows you and your team to organize and share files, documents, and discussions, as well as take advantage of version control, file previews, and audit logs. The calendar feature provides a convenient central location to view all workspace tasks, milestones, and events. The project management feature lets you manage workspace-related projects using tasks and milestones, as well as view entire project schedules with Gantt charts. For those who are members of multiple workspace groups, you may find the dashboard feature helpful. My dashboard is a personal page designed to give you a quick overview of your workspace activities and Central Desktop account. Upon logging into Central Desktop, members are brought to their dashboard, unless, of course, the default start page has been configured. A dashboard provides an overview of information from all the workspaces to which you belong. Now, Greg will show you a bit about the dashboard and some navigation features.
Thanks, Christina. When you first go to Central Desktop, we have our particular IEEESA.centraldesktop.com URL. You'll be presented with a login page. So you'll enter your username and password. And once you log into the system, you'll be brought to your dashboard. This is a central area that allows you to see your overdue tasks. You can see one in here, upcoming events and tasks in a calendar view, as well as the recent activity in all the workspaces that you're involved in. Additional options in the dashboard are available in the drop-down. So we can see specific dashboards specific to your tasks. And this will show all the tasks that are assigned to you across all your workspaces. And here you can also create a custom task. This is a task for just yourself. And you can add a task that goes into your personal task list. You can see this designated as task list personal in here. And that means that no one else in Central Desktop sees that task, but it's just a way for you to track your tasks and get reminders from the system, just like other tasks. We also have a My Calendar view that shows a calendar view with all of the events, upcoming milestones, and tasks that you're involved in. So besides the dashboard view, what we can do is we can search for things in here. We can put terms that might be in documents, and that'll search across all your workspaces. Or we can visit a specific workspace. You can see that in this menu. There's groupings of workspaces and the workspace that you're involved in. So you select your workspace from the list, and obviously this will show only workspaces that you're involved in. Next, we can take a look at I think we're going back to Christina now.
Thanks, Greg. As you can see, Central Desktop has a lot of features. Another one that might find helpful are the files and discussions area. Discussions are a great way for workspace members to communicate. Conversations can be started and continued either online or via email. Either way, a permanent record is maintained for reference in the future in that workspace. Discussions are unique in that they are the only application in Central Desktop that syndicates your comments sent by email, allowing you to have a discussion without going into Central Desktop. Central Desktop also allows you to upload, share, and organize your files. You can also discuss files, comment, use tags, add a status to add another layer of organization to your files. You can see full version history of your files. Uploaded files can be checked out, modified, and then ensure version fidelity. Microsoft Office files can be opened and edited using an MS Office plugin. Online documents and spreadsheets are documents that live in Central Desktop and can be edited in the browser with no software needed. Discussions are used in place of email and make it easier to see who said what, when. Greg is now going to demonstrate the features of the files and discussions, but Greg, could you also just describe the tabs along the top and how to navigate around the workspace?
Sure, Christina. First, we'll take a look at the different tabs you can see at the top here. The Home tab shows you again, it's kind of like a dashboard view just for the workspace that you're in. And this is customizable in the workspace. The administrators of the workspace can change what content appears here. But here we've just got a simple one showing a calendar view with upcoming events and tasks, and the recent discussions and recent activity that has been going on in this workspace. You can see what has just happened, so you'll get your updates. If you didn't get email notifications, you can see what's going on there. We have a Wiki tab that will show pages that are configurable from wikis, files and discussions, which I will show you in a moment, project management, and calendar we will also discuss. So looking at the Files and Discussions tab, the first thing you'll see is it looks kind of like a file system. We have folders on the left side here, which I can create subfolders in. And when I'm in a particular folder, I see the documents files and discussions that are relevant to that folder. If I would like to start a discussion, and this is what we were talking about as the kind of an email reflector replacement, I can create a discussion with a subject heading. This is very similar to an email. Here's a discussion. It gives me a full graphical editor, and I can change the font and size and make everything look pretty and add links in here. Also, we can add a poll to our discussion. This is good for a simple poll like what day is best for you to have a meeting. We can have a couple of answers there, and you can answer the poll. This is the discuss with area. This allows me to subscribe people to my discussion. I can add in anywhere from one person or the entire group of people, which would be all members of this workspace. And if I click here, I'm notifying my subscribers via email. So all I have to do is click start this discussion, and this emails out this discussion to everyone that I subscribed. And they will then be able to add comments to the discussion, add to the thread, just by replying to the email they receive, or they can come into Central Desktop and make those comments like I can here. Inside the web browser. So there's the two different methods that you can use to add to the discussion. I can also email in discussions. I can create them without ever going into Central Desktop, simply by going here. I have this little email this folder option, and that'll give me a customized email address that I can email right into the into Central Desktop. I can add this to my address book in my email program and email out without signing into the website. If I want to put a file in here, it's a very similar process. There's a couple different ways to do it. I can upload a single file, just like that. I just choose the file from my computer here. I just choose the file. I can add a file description. And again, I can add notifications and push out emails and have discussions around this file if I like. Or I can just upload. So now I've uploaded a file, and this will be in the folder now. So I'll just upload. I can also drag and drop files. I just need to take a file right from my computer, drag it in, and I've created a file. They also have a feature called web folders, and this actually allows you to add the Central Desktop folders to your Windows or Mac operating system and access them just like they were a drive on your computer. So that's yet another way you can access your files. They also have a Microsoft Office plugin, which Christina mentioned previously. The plugin allows you to open files right from Microsoft Office. This is very handy because what it does is you open it from Office, it automatically checks the file out, lets everyone know that you're editing it. You edit it in Word or Excel or PowerPoint, and when you're done with that, you just click Save, and it saves the file to your computer, and as well as a copy on Central Desktop, and they're kept completely updated. And the new file is there for everyone to see and check back in automatically. We also have a feature called Online Documents, which I do right here. I create a document. And this is an HTML-based document that resides completely in Central Desktop. I can create this document online here. and I have a full set of editing tools similar to Microsoft Office that allow me to edit this document in the graphical editor here. I can go in and look at this document if I pull up one that I've already created before. So this will show me the document. I can then go in and edit that document just like it was in Word or any other application, but I do it right up here. What you can see, and I'm in here, we have a version history. This shows all of the previous versions of this document and who edited it, when, and the changes made. When we're using the online document feature, I can even use this little compare feature here. And I can see the two different versions compared to each other and see where the changes are. So even though I'm not in Word and using my track changes feature, I can see what the changes were in that one. And I also have the ability to make comments on this document and we can have a discussion around this document. So that explains the documents area, and I will hand off back to Christina to tell you more.
Thanks, Greg. So as you can see, the documents and discussions feature, there's a lot of things that you can do in that area. But another feature that's available through Central Desktop is the shared calendar. With this, you and your group can view and schedule events, notify participants, and include conference call information and web meeting information about your event. The Workspace Calendar is a central place to view everything, your events, your tasks, your milestones, all pertaining to that single workspace. The calendar can be used in many ways to keep track of projects, from detailed and granular to a broad overview. Greg, will you show us a little bit more about the features in the shared calendar?
Sure. Our calendar function is accessible just by going to the calendar tab here. And what we can see is this is similar to other calendars you might use online. We have a view of all of your events, milestones, and tasks. I can shut these off independently. So what we can do is, if we want to add an event to this, all we need to do is click New Event. And we might use this for a meeting or something like that. So I'm going to create an event, and I can add any of the description of this event, all my details here. I can then invite people to my event. And again, I will be sending out emails to my invitees, letting them know about this event, meeting, whatever it is. Add a date to it. We'll have it tomorrow. We can set repeating events. And we can add our location, add dial-in numbers, and all I do is create my event. And we can have a discussion around this event, just like we did on the files. And we'll see that event in the calendar view here. So we'll see that come up in the calendar. We just click it to get to the details. So that's the basics of calendar, and you'll see that. Also, there's a 3-month view on a single page, and we can just page through that. We have Outlook syncing as well as iTel feeds that'll let you to push that into you'll push a version of this calendar into your other calendar client. It'll even work with Google Calendaring. So that's our calendar feature, and I'll hand it back to Christina.
Thanks, Greg. I think you can also attach documents in your calendar events as well. That makes it very helpful when you're, if you want to attach agendas.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Great. The last feature we're going to show you in this introduction webinar is the Project Management tab, another one that's feature-rich. This feature allows you to manage workspace-related projects using tasks, task lists, and milestones, as well as view entire project schedules with Gantt charts. Tasks can be assigned to an individual in your group. You can assign due dates and priorities. Comments can be added to the tasks as well to keep track of the progress. When a task is complete, you can just simply mark it done. Greg is going to go back into the system one last time and show us around the project management side of Central Desktop.
Hi, Christina. This is the project management area accessible through the project management tab with a couple different options here. We can look at a project overview, view your tasks and milestones, particular things assigned to you, the Gantt charts, or status reports. This is the project overview area, and this just shows you all of the overdue tasks, next coming soon tasks, and recent activity around the tasks. This is just a broad view of all the project management features in this workspace. We can view tasks and milestones, and this is the main view. This allows you to group your tasks into milestones, which would be particular larger markers in your project that allow you to have dates associated with them, and you have those milestones. And then within those, you can group tasks into lists of tasks, which then you can add tasks into those lists as another level. So that we have those levels of organization with your task lists. If I'd like to create a task, all I need to do is create one just by typing in the box up here. So now I've created a task, and I can edit all the aspects of this task. I can give it a start date, might be today. I can make it due a week from now. I can add priorities to this task. I can add dependencies on existing tasks, showing that needs to be completed before this one. I can assign this to one or several users. I can add a CC, which would notify people who are not the assignee of things that are going on with this task. I can set recurrences, and I can set reminders, which is a very handy feature. I can do multiples. I can do 1 week and 1 day, let's say, and remind someone to do this task. It'll push out emails and remind them to do that. Add a task description. Again, we can attach files, links to anything in here to add more content to the task and any files that you might need. So we'll just save that, and we've created a task, and that will show up in that person's list to see that they have to do that task. Another way to see all the tasks is to pull up a Gantt chart. And this will show your tasks and the dependencies in a graphical view. We can zoom in and out on this. If I had dependencies, they would be connected here. I think we created one. Here, you can see that this is dependent on the other task with the blue line. And this is a very handy view to see our task. We can also pull up a project status report. And this is another overview that lets me see it groups everything into the milestones and the task lists. And this will show me all of the upcoming tasks, all of the completed tasks. This is a complete report of all the tasks that are going on. And I can even filter this out. And if I don't want to see completed tasks, I'll just run it with that. And I only see the tasks that have yet to be completed. So that's a look at our project management feature. And I will hand it back to Christina to conclude our presentation.
Great. Thanks, Greg. So as you can see, Central Desktop has quite a few features to help you and your group collaborate. Some uses that we have seen to date within the SA are where group members share, update, and edit important documents like their working group policies and procedures. Or when they're developing the text for a PAR submission, they'll actually share that information and collaborate on what the text should be before they actually submit to PAR. Groups have shared completed drafts with their editors to prepare the final document for submission to publishing. We've seen another use case where groups will actually share meeting agendas, allowing the presenters to edit the agenda or link their presentations directly to the agenda. You can prepare meeting minutes, and they could be posted online for the group to read and download. Action items from your meetings can be entered as project tasks or to-do tasks and assigned to an actual person within your group. So there's so many ways you can collaborate using Central Desktop. How will you use Central Desktop with your group? Well, if you believe that Central Desktop would benefit your group, you can always contact your IEEE SA staff liaison or the solutions support team. That's myself and Greg Marchini. So now let's take your questions. We have quite a few up here already. Let's see. Question, does Word track changes feature cause problems for the built-in document compare feature? Well, the detailed version comparison feature only works with the online documents that are created and edited within the Central Desktop application. When you're working with Word documents, the version history tab only shows a percentage change. So the MS Word option tracking should be used to view your change detail instead of using the Central Desktop version. That's a great question. Here's another one. Is there a limit on the number of people in a workspace? For example, can it accommodate 200 people in a working group? Well, that's a lot of people in a working group, but we have quite a few that are that large. To answer that question, no, there is no limit to the number of people you can have in a workspace. You just want to make sure that it's manageable for you and the officers that are going to be overseeing that workspace. Let's see. Next question. Oh, this is a good one. Does the text editor support Greek characters, subscript, and superscript? Well, when you're editing wiki pages, online documents, and discussions, the graphical editor does not include controls for inserting special characters, subscripts, or superscripts. Advanced formatting, however, can be achieved by editing using the HTML code. Therefore, special characters, subscript, and superscript can be inserted in that manner. Great question. Oh, here's another good one. What is the maximum document size that can be uploaded and the total file space for working group? Let's see. There is a 1 gigabyte maximum for a single file upload to Central Desktop. So that's a pretty decent size document. As far as the total file space per working group, there is no total file space per working group. It's really on the overall Central Desktop application. And the solutions team actually manages that level of information. So go ahead and upload as many files as you want. Next question. Can invitations to get set up on Central Desktop be issued by a secretary of a working group, or does it have to come from the IEEE? That's a perfect question. Central Desktop allows any workspace admin to invite new users to the workspace area on Central Desktop. More detailed instructions for adding members to a workspace can be found at our Central Desktop help pages. But to answer that specific question, any one of the administrators for that workspace can invite people. There is another question here about the system replacing WebEx or GoToMeeting to host an online meeting, or is this just an offline meeting tool? Well, neither. Central Desktop is a collaboration space. It does not replace WebEx or GoToMeeting for teleconferences, the audio portion of your meeting. So if you have an audio portion of your meeting and you want to share documents with people, you can go ahead and post those documents into the collaboration space and then have your teleconference and direct those people on your phone call to specific documents in the workspace. That might be one way of looking at it. But no, they're two different types of applications. Let's see. How does the files and discussions facility different to that of the IEEE online communities? Well, that's a good question. The online communities is an application called Sixtent, and it's been around the IEEE for a while. There's quite a few groups that are using it and are happy with using that application. It does have a minimal amount of collaboration applications or features. I find that Central Desktop has a lot more features, and this organization, the vendor that we're leasing it from, is always looking to improve it. That's all they deal with is collaboration. So if you feel that the online community works for your group, that might be something that you'd be interested in using. Central Desktop is just another tool that the SA is offering for collaboration space. So with that, I don't think there are any more questions. I just want to thank everybody for your time, and thank you for attending our introduction webinar. Hopefully you found it helpful, and don't forget to contact us. I'm Christina Boyce, and we also have Gregory Martini on the phone. We are your solution support team. So thank you.